What's good, everybody? We got us another Throwback Thursday, and this is World Series Baseball 2K2 Sega Sports. Back in the day when Sega still had it. Sega! Y'all don't remember that. How many of y'all remember that? Sega! You don't remember. You know, don't lie. Don't lie. Check out the little highlight reel. This was back in the... So, you know what? Back in the day, before we jumped into the generation of gaming consoles where the players look as lifelike as they do, all of the little what you jiggets, the what do you want to call it, like the intros when you turn on games, they all showed like real life footage, because the game, it wouldn't have been as impressive, right, to just put some big realistic looking guys on the screen, right? So this is what they showed, and you know what? The funny thing about it is this stuff used to get you hyped. You saw this, you like, oh, Derek Jeter in the hole. Oh yeah, Carlos Delgado going deep. Whoa, Sammy Sosa with the hop, bang, pointed to the sky. Oh yeah, the Giants with the pennant, just everything, right? It was just always got you excited, right? But now you get them same. I mean, have y'all seen people like Shady's highlight reels and the videos he does? And I mean, man, he putting together stuff that looked just as good as this, and it was, real life stuff. So that's crazy. So I thought I'd show you that. You saw my favorite player actually in there too, Barry Bonds. I know y'all hate that. People hate that when I say that. Barry Bonds, how is that your favorite player? He a cheater. Well, it's actually never been proven that he did do anything, even though most of us are pretty sure that he did. But it's a situation where, man, you got so many people in the league at that time that were doing it. It doesn't make it right, you cheat the game. But I don't see how we can kind of like single out Barry and just be like, why are we singling him out? Because he was the best at it? I mean, come on. You know what I mean? You had all kinds of guys, Jeremy Giambi and people like that were juicing at the time and still hitting 9 home runs in a season. So, but because Barry maximized, then now we hate him the most. Then, come on, man. To me, I feel like you should just put that entire era into perspective. It was the live ball era, so to speak, when like they had the dead ball era in baseball. Stop putting an asterisk next to everything. Stop holding guys out of the Hall of Fame because of it. The more baseball continues to do that, the more it continues to remind everybody about that dark time. Just let it be what it was, and put the guys who played their way into the Hall of Fame in there and move on. That's, to me, the easiest way to make it where it's not this dark cloud that's hanging over the game, So, all that said, the Cubs got eliminated last night, and I wanted to bite a brick. I'm trying to tell you, man, it felt like somebody was beating me with a bat slow. That's what watching that game felt like. It was just terrible. But I do have to remember that the Cubs have a amazing foundation, man. And they have the financial ability to fill in the blanks of what they don't have. I mean, as far as position hitters, it's stacked all over the place. I mean, they have so many options. If you think about, they have the fact like they have cats like Arismendi Alcantara, Alberto Almora. You got a swatting first baseman / DH type hitter named Dan Colbot that's also in the minors. These guys haven't even come up yet. There's Barry. Not to mention all of the cats who are already up mashing, the Schwarbers, the Bryants, the Solairs, the Addison Russells, the Starlin Castros, the Javier Baez, the Anthony Rizzos. All of these people that are already up here going to be a part of the team for an extended period of time, more than likely. And then you still got Lester Arrieta, but the Cubs definitely need to go hard. In my opinion, they need to go hard after 2 top line starters. And I would make Zach Greinke tell me no. Zach Greinke would have to tell me no, I would like to go back to the Dodgers, or no, I would like to be a Yankee, because I'm going to throw the dough at Zach. You feel me? I'm coming at Zach hard. And then as far as the other pitcher, I would go with David Price, but I don't know if you can, I don't know if the Cubs want to splurge for 2 guys who are going to cost that much money. But if I don't want to go for David Price, hey, I'm going at Jordan Zimmerman. What would a rotation look like with Arrieta or Greinke at 1 or 2? Whoever's not at 1 is at 2, and then you get John Lester's your 3rd starter. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And then Jordan Zimmerman's number 4, and then your number 5. I don't know what I'm doing out here in the field. Come on, man, get something together. But at number 5, at that point, now you're looking at. I would, to be honest, I mean, I'd give Jason Hamill and Kyle Hendricks an opportunity. Turn that double. Got the force out. I give him an opportunity to get the 5th starter, but you also still got C.J. Edwards, who could be the 5th starter. So things look beautiful. Things look beautiful for the Cubs. It hurt last night, but for the first time in a long time, things look really good for the organization. So can't complain too much. But anyway, that's my Cubs diatribe. We are playing oh my God. And I don't want to talk about this because what's going on the field here ain't no better than what happened last night. Ain't no better. The Dodgers are slapping and smacking. I sure would have liked to play the Dodgers instead of the Mets in retrospect now here. You know, no Daniel Murphy and Jacob deGrom just slapping us like he is slapping the ball just through the hole. What is going on here, man? I don't know. So, Eric Karras. Now, Eric Karras is one of the announcers for the show. I think he's still on there. That's bad. I don't remember who's still on there, which means I likely have tuned some of that commentating out. They definitely need to refresh the commentary a little bit, get a little bit more conversational. That's the one thing. Whenever I evaluate games, that's one of the things that I'm always, Eric Karras is slow as Christmas, baby. But that's one of the things I always point out with commentary. And I think a lot of people just don't bother to even take that into consideration or consider that a big deal. But yeah, okay. So we all go here and we all of the companies, they hire whoever they hire and they have them come into the room in the booth and they sit there and they record all of these lines, right? Okay, great. You got a whole bunch of lines that you record. I don't care how often you do that. If you don't have any conversational thing in there with the multi-person booth, it's going to get really stale. It's going to get really stale. So I think that, having it where, like 2K has it, like FIFA has it in a lot of instances, where the guys are literally in the booth together reacting and conversating about whatever visual aid you have them watching, right? Barry. Let's pause for Barry. Barry. Oh, foul. Got around a little late. I think that would be really, really awesome. I also got another idea. I'm gonna run this by y'all, see what y'all think. Check this out. So, you know how when you create a guy, right, or you play a bunch of seasons in, did I just strike out with Barry? You play a lot of seasons or whatever in your franchise mode or what have you, and you're looking like, okay, so say I create like a 6'7", 215-pound pure shooter that has built a reputation as a clutch guy. He's very thinly built, and his game is basically he runs off screens, and he is an excellent free throw shooter, right? So that's kind of like his profile. Now, some of y'all real basketball heads, when I said that, y'all probably pictured, if you was really listening to what I said, you probably pictured somebody like who? Reggie Miller, because that sounds like a profile of the type of game Reggie Miller had. So what I'm thinking is, say for instance, you create a guy and he has a lot of those same types of attributes of a player, of a past player or something like that. Wouldn't it be cool if you had the announcers kind of detect his player style or player profile because of similar ratings or attributes and size and stuff like that? And obviously you may not have all of the names in the database, but you'd be able to say something like, I don't know, and I'm quoting, I'm like acting this out, I'm about to go into performance for y'all. But say I'm Clark Kellogg, right? And I'm like, Steve, you know who this guy reminds me of? And then Steve says, no, who? Clark, or not Steve? It'd be Greg Anthony now. No, who? Clark? He kind of reminds me of Reggie Miller, old Indiana Pacers, and I'm an announcer for the Indiana Pacers, so I got a chance to watch a lot of Reggie. And this guy really reminds me of Reggie Miller. I mean, that would be so awesome in a franchise mode if you had that type of an engine built into the audio aspect where it kind of detected that and you made that, guys made that, announcers made that type of reference. I think it would be really dope. Another thing, and I've turned this into a whole like soapbox issue for audio, and well, the Cubs and audio. Another thing that I think would be awesome is, and I've mentioned this before, and I've actually even mentioned this to EA Sports and 2K directly. I would actually pay DLC for broadcast packages or broadcast announced teams, so to speak. So say for instance, like let's talk about like Madden, right? So say there's an NFC South division matchup. NFC South matchups or games where the NFC South team is at home, it has like a broadcast team for that particular matchup or for that particular home team. And even to the point where they're almost like homers. So when they're talking or whatever, you can tell they're more leaning towards. So, okay, NFC South, Tennessee Titans game, when the Titans are at home, you can tell this announced team is kind of more leaning towards the Titans. That would be a really cool experience, and it would offer a lot of variability when you're in an actual game. Now, to do that, obviously you can't go and pay the Jim Nances and those guys necessarily to do all of that work. Now, I may still retain Jim Nance and those guys, and I'd use those guys only for the prime time games. So for Thursday night football, Sunday night football, Monday night football, yeah, I'll use Jim Nance and Phil Simms. But for the other games, wouldn't it be cool if they went the old 2K route with Dan O'Keefe and I forgot the other guy's name, but you have like a generic team for each division. And so say for instance, you really want that package, you really want your game to have that full customization like that or that full presentation, then you download or you pay for the broadcast package, $9.99 or something like that, and you get an opportunity to download that. Now it's going to be a huge download because audio files are pretty large, but man, who wouldn't do that? I would do that. And I had to talk about something else because I am playing so bad in World Series 2K2 that nobody even wanted to hear me talk about this. Even though, the score ain't that bad. What is it, 1-1? I can't see that close here. Yeah, it is 1-1. There you go. But we only have 2 hits. They have 6. But, I just had to break those things down for me. You guys can feel free in the comments section to tell me, what do you think? Am I out of my mind? Is those good ideas or what? Also, please do not forget to leave a like on this video. I would much appreciate it. God bless. Peace.